Hello and how are you? My name is Mahindo Mubarak and welcome you to our other 18th lecture of creating a complete marketplace system, a multi-vendor system. So we always do 30 minutes. I'll go ahead and set our timer. Without wasting much time, let's go straight into our today's business. So in the previous lecture, we stopped at this level whereby you can click on a product and view it. So in this lecture, we're going to see how you can proceed from there. So as I told you, I've already created a demo project. So right now we want to be able to click on a product. And once you click on a product, you should be able to click on it and then view a full photo like this, where you can be able to zoom and you can be able to zoom out, something like that. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to be able to do this. So I can click on a photo and zoom it. So without wasting much time, let's go straight to our today's business. So we are at this level where I can preview a photo in slider. So now let's see how I can do the logic of clicking on a photo and then zoom it. All right. So let me see where to start from. I remember we have here item description, and then you have show image. So on top, just figuring it out here. I want to show you how I can click and then view full image. So first and foremost, we're going to need this function. I'm going to explain it step by step, don't worry. We're going to need the function, this one, that we shall be using to open what? To open a list of images, okay? That we shall be clicking on it and we open images in full mode, whereby you can be able to where you can be able to do what? Where you can be able to view image in full screen. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to create. So the function is here. I've already created it, so I'm going to explain it and we're going to improve it. We're going to improve it together. All right. So let me copy the function and I'm going to explain it. Don't worry, I'm going to explain the whole function very carefully and you'll understand what it is. So first of all, we are at this level where I can view where we can view the product. Okay, and this full product screen. All right. So we want, when someone click here, you should call this method called open photos. So let's go ahead. So this method is, we have put it here on this slider. We've put on this slider. You can see have here a slider, this one here. Okay, so in this slider, we've put a click method on this container, so that when someone clicks on this container in a carousel, on this particular image, you should call this open image. So I'm going to go ahead and create this method called open image. So this method is just let's call it future asynchronous, and we are going to build it together. Okay, we're going to build it together. All right. All right, so this method will be accepting a local image. I'll be accepting a local image model. So what you're going to do, you're just going to create future void open photos and then accept local image photo as pick and then put asynchronous, then you close the function. So I'm going to explain this function very carefully. Okay, so let me begin from top here by putting return. So I'm going to put here a toast and say utils.toast and say time to open, and then maybe I can put the image ID or the image pick. Time to open and put the image. Maybe let me put the image that we have clicked on. I can put the image ID, and then I can put also the image name, something like that, or the image link. All right, so now if you click here, you should be able to see that. So let me save. Okay, I think I cannot save because of these errors. Let me just remove these errors. I comment them. So I have auto reload. Now let's right click on our image. You see, time to open that image. So let's put what we have in this image. Let's put it in the console. Okay, let's put it in the console. Go ahead and say printer, and then say to JSON, and see what we have in this image. So if I save, I come here, click on the image, you'll see the data that we have in the image. So let me just show you this data. I'll come here and open just my Visual Studio Code just to preview this data. All right, then paste there. Okay, so this data, we have two main things. We have here the thumbnail, that is what someone is viewing, and then here we have the main image. Okay, the main image, where is it? Yeah, the main image. Okay, so what you're going to do, we're going to make sure that all the images of this product are already downloaded in the phone. So when you click on it, we just do what? We just view the images that are downloaded in the phone. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to be downloading photos and keep them in our phone when someone does what? When someone opens the section of photos. All right, so let's create a function for downloading photos. So when you open this image like this, we want to download the photos, or the main thumbnail, the main photos, or the big pictures, okay, and put them in the mobile app. So when someone clicks on it, they should be able to view as well as zooming those photos. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that logic. So I'm going to put here a function called dynamic. I'm going to put here a future function and give void, and then call it download photos. Okay, so this download photos is going to help me to download all the photos of this image. First of all, I'm going to first call. Let me be calling this photo download photos here before we even go to viewing, and then we do what we do, the logic of displaying those photos. Okay, so let's go ahead and put here, for example, utils, and say down, and put some toast and say time to download what, time to download photos. So when I click here, you'll see downloading. Okay, so that is how we're going to be downloading the what, the photos. All right, so after doing so, we're going now to do the logic of downloading the photos. Okay, so since our photos are almost in the same folder, so it means that all those photos have a unique name, the photos of products. Okay, so I want, when I click here, we start downloading the photos. However, this one we shall automate it and be doing it in the background when someone opens the app. So let's go ahead and see how we download these pics. So first of all, we're going to check if this photo is already downloaded or it's not downloaded. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to this function and put a list of photos that are already downloaded, which is going to be a list of strings. So I'll come here, a string, okay, I mean a list of strings. So we're going to be downloaded feed pics, or I can say downloaded photos, and then make it an empty string. So when I click here, I want to first get the photos that have been downloaded. Okay, so I'm going to put that in the utils. I'm going to put that function in the utils that will be returning the list of photos that we have already downloaded. So we should not download the photo twice. Alright, so let's go ahead and put that function in the utils. So I'll come to a utils function and then go ahead and create get download photos. Okay, get downloaded photos. So it's going to be returning a list of what? A list of strings. It's going to come here and say list of string and say download photos, downloaded photos. So let's go ahead and do that. So get downloaded photos, get downloaded pics. This is how the function is going to be like. Let's do it together. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in that function inside utils and first define downloaded pics list, which is going to be an empty list. So after doing so, I'm going to go ahead and get the directory of where we're going to be downloading the photos. Which is going to be directory, and then await get application document directory, and then after we go ahead and get the files in that directory. So let's go ahead and put this one here. So you see it's directory because await get get application document directory, and then close. And then after we get here file system entry, a list of file system entry, say files equals to directory.list sync. So this one will give you a list of what? Of files. So we look through those files. So you see here file.entity, I say file.in files. So I'm looping through these files and I check if it is a file, because it can be there while it's not a file. So if it is a file, I go ahead and add its path, so I get its last name. So I get just the last name is what I'm interested in, not the whole path. I just get the last name of this file. So I get the last name and I add it in this download pics. So you just simply say files.path.split. So I'm splitting it with the / and I get the last, and I add it in these folders. In this list of what? In this list of pics. And then after I go ahead and return that. So I return this one. Okay, so by doing like this, to be able to get for me the files that you have downloaded in your default folder and return them. So here we shall be able to now know the files. So I come back now to this product screen. We shall be able to know the files that have been downloaded. Okay, so I can go ahead and say toast. Okay, I say toast and then say, for example, we see the number of files that have been downloaded here, .what.length, like this. So if I click here, you can see there is only one file that has been downloaded. I don't know which file is that, but we're going to find out. Okay, you see there is a file that has been downloaded. So that is how we can determine the files that have been downloaded. Now after doing that, we are now going to do the logic of checking if if a file has not been downloaded, we should go ahead and download it. So to do that, come back here. So here what I did, I had to get the file name. So to get the file name, download. Where is download? Here. Okay, so I get the online photos. Alright, so I get the online photos. You know, we have our function that gets online photos. If you still remember, in the init, here in our init we have this function that gets online photos. So here we go ahead and get all the photos that are online, okay, the images. All right, so it can update the images of our online, okay, the online images that we have. Still remember that. So by doing like that, we can be able to know the images that we have. So I can just simply come and say product.images. We can be able to know the product images. So this function is just helps us to get the images, okay, the images of this product. So if I click on it, you'll see that we have 7 images of this product, these images that are sliding. That's what it does, okay, this function of get online photos. If you've been following, I believe that function, you already have it in your system, in your application. So we proceed. After getting those photos, we're going to look through those photos and we check if that photo does not exist in our list of downloads. We go ahead and do what? And download it. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll just simply come here and look through those photos. All right, I go ahead and look through those photos of our product. So I say variable. Of course, these are going to be what? These are going to be strings. Okay, these are going to be, okay, get local. Okay, all right, so it's a local image, so you can just simply come here and put the local image instead of putting variable. So I can just simply come here and say local image is pick in, and then I say product.online items, online photos. Remember, these are the ones that we are looping through here, eh? So I'm looping through them here, so I can get these ones here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to check if this photo that you are viewing has not been downloaded yet. Okay, so right now we have only thumbnails. We have only thumbnails, so we can just deal with those ones. Okay, we can just deal with those ones. So first wait a minute and I check. I want to see where I put the real image link. So I have here, I think we put it in local path. Let's check online and we see in our database, localhost. Our main images, the main photo itself, I've been keeping it in a local path. I think that's where our main online photo is. Like the main photo, the main photo, I've been keeping it in a local path. All right, so that's what we're going to do That's what we're going to be looking at as like the original photo, because when someone clicks on this, we want to show the original photo. So I come back to the product screen. So I'm looping through this. I want to check if let's first display these. Let's first put this in the console. Okay, and we see what we have. So I can just simply come and say print, and then say I just put these ones in the console, and then I continue here just to see what we have. If I come here and I click, you'll see that we have the images there. All right, that's fine. Now what we're going to do right now, we're going to check if this image are existing in our downloads or not. All right, so how do we do that? I just simply go ahead and say, if not download contain dot image local path. I can just simply say again, go ahead and say dot split dot what, put slash and then get the name like this. So by doing like this, it will give us only the name, right? So if it is not there, I'll just know that it is time to do what, to download the image. All right, so we're going to do the download logic of image. Okay, so here, this is where we're going to do it. So I'm just going to put here, let me just come and get this and put it here where we are right now, and then say just time to download, and then I mention that photo, and then say time to download, and then I just put what we're going to download, its name, and maybe I can break here. All right, so click here, see time to download webp 3.webp. That's what we're going to download. All right, so now we have what we want to download. So now let's go ahead and get and do the logic of downloading the pig. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to first get its link. All right, we're going to first get its link. So to get its link, I can just simply say, for example, string, I say maybe its link or its URL is going to be our utils. You remember we have our utils.get image, okay, .get what, .get image, whatever that. Okay, so I want to get the image path for this get image URL. Remember this function. So this function will process for us the image and everything and get for us an image. So let me just go ahead and print it. All right, print. All right, so by doing so, we shall be able to see the image that we want to download. So if I click here, you'll see we're going to download this one. So since it is from the emulator, it is having that. So let me copy this, and then we see if we open it now, go Chrome, we can be able to see it. So I copy that, come here, now go Chrome, and I paste it. They go Chrome of the emulator, and we see if this image actually exists. So I press enter, I see it's beautiful. The image is there. The image is there. So right now we're going to do the logic of downloading this image. So we're going to create a function that is going to be helping us to download. So this function we are going to be calling it, and we shall be expecting it to give us I don't know whether should we expect it to give us a path or it should give us an empty string. I think we should expect it to give us a path where it has put something. So if it gives back an empty string, then we just know something wasn't right. You can just create such kind of a function. All right, so let's go ahead and create that function. So I'm going to put it here. So this function, we shall be giving it just a link of something that we want to download. All right, so let's go ahead and create this function. So it's going to be in our utils, and then I've already created it, so I'll just explain it. So let me copy it here and call it and create it here. going to create it together. So let me put it here. So this function will be returning a string, and it will be taking the link of something. You can call it link. Now after doing so, this function is going to be asynchronous. So it's going to be first of all, it will first check if the file is already downloaded. Okay, so it first gets the local files, and then after it gets the name. So let me get here the name. It's going to be last. I just check if this name is already downloaded. So if you don't download it, I can just simply come here and say so let's just go ahead and create here a string of path and make it empty by default. So now path is going to be we're going to first get our directory. Let's first get the directory on top here before we do anything. Alright, so our path is going to be our directory dot path stroke the name of a file, and then we can return that file. So that is in case the file is existing in our database, so you don't need to download it twice. Alright, so if it is not existing, we're going to use do to download the file. So I just simply say do, and then I say directory path is equal to that. So this is where we're going to put the file, and then after doing so, we go ahead and say URL. So the URL already we have it, so I can remove this guy. I first check if it contains images. This one we've already done it, we've already processed that. I just go ahead and say file.split. The file name we have already got on top there. Alright, the file name. So now the URL we already have it, which we call the link. Only what we do, we put the file name. Okay, the name, I think here already have a name. See, that's how you can optimize that function better way. So just simply do and then say variable and then say da, like that. I get here the path. After getting the path, I can even remove this path. I can just simply come and put here the path directly like this. Okay, so get the path stroke the file name. That's where the file should go. So just simply say do.download. So do will help you to download things without too much pain. So you check if the status code equals to 200 or the status code is 201. Then you know everything was fine. It is not 201, we return nothing. So we shall be waiting from the other side and check if we return nothing. I mean, if we receive nothing, then you know that things did not go north, things went south. Okay, so let's go ahead. So that's our download function. You can check it properly and understand it. So let's go ahead and call it from the other side. Pause the video and watch that download function properly. So you can use it to download any kind of file. So let's come this side. So I can just simply come here and say image path. Just simply put string and just say mg path equals to So I just simply check if it fails. If is empty, I can just simply say utils dot what if is empty, I can just simply say fail to download image, and then we can put here the link, okay, and then return. Okay, so something like that. So I'm going to put here a logic. I check if someone is not online, it should not do what? It should not download. So if I wait and then just check if utils dot is connected. If someone is not connected, it should just return no internet connection. So here we cannot make that announcement. Maybe we can make that announcement when someone is trying to view full photos and they are offline. Okay, so let's just return from here. We return here, we just return. Let's come to utils as well. Here we check if we are not connected, we should just return, because we should not dare to download even. Let's do that here before we download. If you are not connected, we just return an empty thing. We don't make announcement here. All right, so that's fine. Now we come here. If someone is not connected, we just return. Now let's go here. We're calling this. So here, when someone taps on something download before, that's where we shall now make an announcement. We just know that there's now a human interaction and there's no internet connection. Utils, I can say the toast, say you can only view photos when you're connected online, something like that. Otherwise, we go ahead and proceed to download the photos. So that is fine. I think that's fine. So here, fail to download this image, and then here we can just maybe put the link you toast and say utils.toast and say downloaded that link, something like that. Downloaded this. So if I click here, you see downloaded. So it has downloaded it successfully. So that image is existing now. You see it's there, it's downloaded. So let's check if this is working, of containing. Let's check from here if this thing of containing works. Utils the download. So I can just simply say here utils and say already downloaded, and then put here, for example, name. So I click here. What's not right? Click. So it keeps downloading it. So I have not succeeded in that. Let's see. Pics, downloaded pics. Let's first look. So these downloaded pics, yeah, it's returning only names. Let's first check, because I don't want us to do duplicates, or I mean to repeat things while they're already downloaded. Let's first check these downloaded pics. So let me come here on getting them. I want just to display what we are having here. Let's first display it in the console. Say print today. If we can finish the download, it will be enough. So click on download. You see they're there. But I don't know why it's not saying that. It's not saying that it's already downloaded. Let's see. So it's coming. So here we send them back. We come here, we do get downloads, get images online. Right, so I think it is being rejected from here. Yeah, I think it's already checking it. But I think it's not even reaching here, so we shouldn't be worried even. So here, I believe it is stopping from here. You see, we are checking if it does not contain. So we have to put our else here, and then say image already downloaded. Utils.toast. let's say already downloaded. All right, so I think that's fine. So you see, you are offline. Oh my god. You're offline. I get it. So connected. So this connected, we're going to be getting our base URL. We check if it contains localhost. If base utils dot base URL, if it contains this, you should just know it's on localhost, so you just only say it's connected. Just come here. Indeed, I'm not connected. That we can fix this by coming here. Dot if it contains this, it always return true. Say connected. Let's do that. Let's put this one here as well. So you see, it's already downloaded, so that is fine. All right, so yeah, that's fine. So it means that you can be able to check the image that already downloaded. If they're not downloaded, we download them. Okay, so that is fine. So let's go ahead and remove this. Let's go ahead and remove this. Why is it keep calling this? Yep. All right, so that's fine. So I think this is fine. Okay, so it means that you don't need even to add it in downloads. We just call these downloads here after. So when it finishes downloading, I go ahead and collect the downloaded pics again afresh. All right, go ahead and call the downloaded pics afresh, and then we can just simply say utils.toss and say downloaded. Then you can see the number of photos that have already been downloaded. So like this, we can do this. Get photos. We can call this one immediately when the app launches. Init, when the page launches here, we call it here immediately after the page has been loaded. We download these photos in background. Yeah, so by the time someone clicks on the image, at least those photos should be downloaded. So let me click there. You see, 7 photos downloaded. All right, that's enough for today. Let's start from there tomorrow, and make sure that you practice and make sure that you understand. Goodbye, and see you in the next lecture, where we're going now to preview these images in full screen, where someone can zoom. I want to put even where someone can be able to swipe, something like that. That's what we're going to do in our next lecture, so make sure that you don't miss. Goodbye and see you.